Let's see one more example about the switch statement before we moving forward to create the menu choice interface. So the next example, in example 14, we will show you to find the program. The program will help you to find your Chinese horoscope. So that's what we call the Chinese zodiac sign for a given year. Just like Western horoscope, we have 12 different horoscope. The Chinese, we have 12 different zodiac animal to represent each year. So that's all the different animal we have. So you have monkey, rooster, dog, and horse, sheep. So now you can find out what your birth year is. So the birth year, actually, they will just have the 12 animal to rotate one by one. So one thing is, if we're using the Western calendar year divided by 12, the remainder is 0 will be monkey. So then the same thing, you will see all the different remainder, they represent different animal. So now we want to ask the user to provide their birth year. Then we can tell them which animal symbol they have. So that's a good example about the switch statement. Because you see here, after I divide, I multiply by 12 to find the remainder, right? I have so many choice. You really don't want to have the if-else statement so many. So that's why here we will see the example 14. So what we will do is, you see, you just ask the user to enter their birth year. So then I will choose your Chinese zodiac sign is which animal. So for this program, right, we just have the cout for the user to enter their birth year. So then we save in the integer variable year. So right, you see here we can have the switch statement, right? So this switch statement, you see we have 12 different results. So then just like earlier we show you, your switch statement inside the parentheses, you can be only one variable. But you also can do some mathematical calculation. So you can ask a math expression. So earlier we told you, your birth year, actually I still cannot see your animal. But after I modulus by 12 to get the remainder from divide by 12, then I can give you the birth year. So that's why here, instead to using the years for the expression, we're using the year modulus 12. So when we do the switch statement, we will do the calculation first, then we get the result. Right, so you can see here, I have 12 different cases. So each case is actually I just display the animal. So that's why before I call the switch, before we're using the switch statement, we just see out your Chinese zodiac sign is, so then we display the animal name. And also you see, of course, we told you, don't forget, after each cases, you need to put a break. So we just see out the animal name, then we break each one. So we break each one actually just help us is, after you do the calculation, if we find the match is 0, so after I execute display the monkey, I can break, so go to finish the switch statement. I don't have to check the rest of that. Of course, we know year modulus 12, definitely they are 0 to 11. But still, it's better you always have the default choice will be better. So then we can just say, if something really happened, we don't know what happened. So then we can just say, you have a default value is unable to find. Okay? So don't forget to run this program on your Cloud9. So that's why here you have the year you can choose. So then make sure you get your birth year. So I will skip how the output it is. So I will leave that for you. So the next one we want to talk about is how to using the switch statement to create a menu choice system. So the switch statement actually is the natural choice for the menu-driven programming. So they can display the menu. So then we can ask the user to enter your choice. So according to the user's menu choice, then we can have the user input in the switch expression. Then you can using the different cases to process the submenu. Now you will say, what does that mean? What is the menu-driven programming? So let me show you the output, then you will have better understanding. So when we say the menu-driven programming is like this. You see, let me run again. So you see the output will say, oh, that's the health club membership menu. So you know, sometimes you go to a club, they will ask you to do some selection. So you see, I give you the choice. You can tell me you are standard adult membership, or you are looking for the trial membership, or you are the senior citizen membership. So then we quit the program. So that's why I see here I can choose. So for example, I want to know regular adult membership. So I enter 1. So then according to the user's input, then we will say how many months you want to join the club. So then maybe I say I just want to have 5 months. So then according to you are the adult member. So then your monthly fee is $40. So we told you the total charge. So this one is we call the menu-driven programming. So when you every time you run the program, you can have different choice. So then here we can choose, for example, I want to add the membership for my child. So then I enter 2. So then again, they will ask me how many months. So I want to have 3 months. So then they can calculate according to the child membership price. So then it give me the total charge is 60. So this one is we call the menu-driven programming. So the first thing, we will display the menu to user. Then we ask the user to enter the choice. So then you will see user enter the choice, right? So according to the choice they choose, I will handle the input differently. And also the same thing you see here. If the user enters something, it's not the 1, 2, 4, then we can just tell them that's the invalid input. So then you need to run the program again. So this one actually is a very good example we were using the switch statement. Because one thing is, after I display the menu, so the first thing what you need to do is you need to display the whole menu in the console. Then we get the user input. So according to the user input, I will put in the switch expression. For different cases, we maybe have different variable we want to use. So then we can handle differently. And also in the switch statement, we also can check if user enter any invalid input. So that's we were using the switch to create the menu-driven programming. So that's why here is earlier, the example 15 is what I run the program to show you. So this one is we will create a health club membership menu. So that's why you can see here. Usually when you display the menu, they just see out one by one. Okay, so that's why you can see how to format them nicely. So then after you display the menu, you will ask the user to enter their choice. So of course, we need to have the choice to save that. So then right, see the choice later will be our switch statement. So our switch statement, you see, you have the choice. Earlier we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So sometimes you can just say case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. But sometimes, a lot of time, we're also using a constant number, right? So here the case adult choice, we just make that is a constant number we define here. So you have a constant integer, so adult choice, trial choice, senior choice, or quit choice. So instead using 1, 2, 3, 4, you just make the case is this. So actually this one just similar to case space 1. But sometimes why in the programming we don't do case 1? Because sometimes you also want to remind yourself as a programmer. You don't have to remember, oh, what is 1, what is 2. But here if I write the variable is the adult choice, I remember, oh, this case is for the adult membership. So then you see, like earlier, after we enter the choice 1, they will ask us how many months. So that's why we see in the month. So the months, actually, after we get the month, we will just calculate the charge. So the charge, the same thing. You see here, usually we have the membership charge because for adult, children, or a senior, they have different price. So that's why instead you just enter the number here, especially we define a constant variable here. So that's why in the future, if your adult membership is $40, in the future, if you want to change become 60 or other number, I only need to change my source file here. Then the rest of code I won't touch. So that's why we have the membership charge as a constant number defined here as well. So that's why you see here we calculate the charge for the adult. So then we display the total charge. So the same thing you can see for the child choice, you do this way. So your senior choice, so then you will just change your calculation for the monthly fee is senior. So then you display the total charge. So then of course you have the quit. So the quit actually just make your program finish. Then also you see, because we only have 4 choice, right, in the menu. So that's why anything else from the user input, we can just display the error message to tell them the valid choice is 1 through 4. Please run the program again. So then make sure you make the right choice. So that's our example about the switch statement, how we were using in the menu system. So make sure you will run this program in your IDE. So that's why you can see here is you run from the IDE. So again, let me review. We have some variable defined. So that's the user choice and how many months and the total charge. Then we have a constant number for different membership rate. So then you have constant number for the menu choice. Then the same thing you see, the first thing you display your menu. Then we ask the user to enter their choice. So then because we need to display how much for the price, the charge they are, so then we set precision equal to 2 for money. So then you see after user enter their choice, according to the choice in the switch statement, so you have different cases. So then you see for each cases, you just have comma. So then even you have multiple statements, you don't need to have the braces. So then don't forget, after you finish each case, what you need to do, put the break keyword. Okay, so then they can help us to save some time for the programming. So then you have different case to process. So each one you all need to put the break keyword. So then the last one is default. So the default is the only one you don't need to have the break, because when you reach the default, then you finish this switch statement. So that's our menu-driven programming using the switch statement. And this one is what you will use for your assignment 5.